Imagine a game of basketball where the court is chopped in half, the shot clock is chopped in half, and 3 players are allowed on each team for a fast-paced 10-minute blitz to see who can score 21 points first. This frenetic and exciting brand of basketball is a reality in professional 3-on-3, and FIBA just recently held their women's under-23 3x3 competition. In this video, I want to recap the action, give my thoughts, and of course we have to talk about the absolutely monster performance from Indiana Fever rookie and former Stanford star Lexie Hull. Personally, I'm a relative newcomer to this brand of professional basketball. It only recently came on my radar when the 3x3 competition was a part of the Tokyo Olympic Games last summer. So if you're like I was and don't know much about this, here's a quick rundown of the rules. 3x3 is played on a half court where 2 teams of 3 players compete against one another. Both teams attack and defend the same hoop depending on who has possession of the ball. The winner is the team that has the highest score at the end of a 10-minute period, or the first team to reach 21 points. The 3-point line in conventional basketball serves as the 2-point line in 3x3, with shots being made outside that line earning 2 points, and those inside it being worth 1 point. 3x3 prides itself on being a much simpler, faster, and more energetic version of basketball, with every event having a live DJ playing non-stop music for the fans, who are literally only a feet away from the court. But what about that weird-looking basketball that they're playing with? Well, it's actually built specifically for 3x3 competition. Men and women use the same ball. It's the size 6 standard, which is the same size as a regulation women's basketball, but the weight is the size 7 standard, which is the same weight as a regulation men's basketball. It's made of outdoor appropriate, weather-resistant material since a lot of 3x3 events tend to happen outdoors, and it contains extra grooves to improve the grip. For the women's game, this means that players have to adjust to playing with a ball that is slightly heavier than they're used to, but with the same size that they play with. Turning our attention to the actual competition, the USA squad consisted of 3 WNBA players coming off of their rookie season: Lexie Hull and Emily Anxler from the Indiana Fever, and Veronica Burton from the Dallas Wings. Joining them was former Texas A&M star India Jones, and on paper this seems like a very solid crew heading into this event. Due to the nature of 3-on-3, you need to have players who are well-rounded offensively and defensively, since you end up in a lot of one-on-one situations, and all 3 of these players fit that build. The group that Team USA was playing in was pretty tough. USA themselves were ranked 11 going into the tournament, and the group included the number 3 ranked team in Mongolia and the number 6 ranked team in Japan. Despite this tough grouping, Team USA went 4-0 in group play, including a 21-12 win against that top-ranked Mongolia team that finished in only 7 minutes and 4 seconds, which was actually the 3rd fastest win in the entire tournament. They did face some adversity, however, with India Jones going down with what seemed to be a pretty serious injury during the 2nd day of group play. She was able to return for the knockout round, where Team USA made quick work of Ukraine in the first round and survived a really close 15-10 win against China to make it to the gold medal match against France. This France team was the number 1 team coming into the tournament, and they showed it in the final, able to outlast the USA to get a 21-18 victory powered by a 14-point performance by Anna Yunjok that secured the gold medal for France. Even though they came up short of the gold medal, Team USA had the star of the tournament in Lexie Hull. She led all scorers, men and women, with 63 points scored in the entire tournament. The next closest player was Lorenzo Sampson, a men's player from France who scored 57 points. The next closest woman in points scored was Anna Yunjok with 50 points scored. So Lexie was leading all scorers, and it wasn't really close. She was the leading scorer on the floor in 4 of the 7 games that the USA played, including a 13-point performance against the Dominican Republic and a 15-point performance against Japan. This performance from Lexie was extremely impressive. 3x3 is different enough from full-court basketball that not every player can adjust and be effective, but she showed a natural affinity for this higher-paced brand of basketball. She was able to leverage her athleticism to get drives to the basket for points in the paint and drawing contact. Coupling this with her elite outside shooting ability made her a significant threat. She scored 12 of her 63 points on 2-point shots from beyond the arc, showing versatility to score from anywhere on the court. So I think an interesting question is, can Lexie transfer any of this 3x3 success to her play in the 5-on-5 WNBA? Well, if you're an Indiana Fever fan, you sure hope so. In her rookie season, she received limited playing time, averaging about 12 minutes a game. In that limited playing time, she showed off a smooth jump shot from mid-range, but didn't really drive to the baskets for layups and contact the way she did in this 3x3 tournament. Last season, only 32% of her points came in the paint. If she can package up this skill of driving forcefully to the basket, hitting contested layups, and drawing contact, she can become a much more effective scorer in the WNBA. If I had to do a player comparison, I would say she has the potential to be very similar to a Tiffany Hayes type of guard in the WNBA. The kind of player who can shoot well, but you always know can blow past you to get a bucket in the paint. For comparison, in all of Tiffany's best seasons, she scored 40% or more of her points in the paint. So if Lexie can get up to that percentage, she can potentially transform her game and become a huge piece of this Indiana Fever team. As far as 3x3 is concerned, Lexie showed that she has got a skill for this, and I hope it's not the last time that we see her in these types of events. Hopefully USA Basketball took note of this performance, and maybe we'll get to see Lexie join the Olympic 3x3 team when they compete in the Paris Games in 2024. Well, that's all I got for this one. I'll see you in the next one.